according to ESPN, granting the request for a release by safety Jamal Adams. And NFL Network saying Jets wide receiver Mike Williams is back at the team facility after missing practice yesterday.
It's time.
You know what time it is?
Game for Tuscaloosa's longest-running sports show.
The biggest goal of our team,
especially in the first half,
we at Bama, we're trying to be the best. Always is to win a national championship.
Something cool to look back on.
We don't want to waste a failure.
You're inside the game.
John Mechie on the ground.
Appreciate your interest in the game.
On your home for Alabama sports.
Alabama wins.
Tide 100.9 and streaming on the Tide 100.9 app. Powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota. And now, here's your award-winning host, Ryan Fowler.
And a big good afternoon to you. Here we are. We're at R&R Cigars. We're live here all afternoon. We're going to be here 4 hours. This is one of our great sponsors, and this week it is a special week because of the cigar tradition of Alabama possibly winning this game. And we won so many. I mean, think about the 16-year run, right, by Nick Saban, and think about the R&R Cigars. Maybe I'll ask Reagan a little bit later how many cigars he has sold when you think about that 16-year run, because I remember the day, and this is maybe one of the reasons why I don't like Tennessee, when they were beating us and they were pounding us and they were beating us, and we had to take it from them. And we took about the NCAA trying to destroy our program and Philip Fulmer and all those different things. We're live at R&R Cigars. So if you have confidence that Alabama is going to be able to get a win, come on by, get your victory cigar, get ready. And you say, hold on, yeah, I could jinx them by doing that. No, you're not. Come on. This has been happening for years and years and years. The football team, they're going to travel to Knoxville with cigars, right? So they're going there with an expectation to win the game. We're live at R&R Cigars. If you want to put it in your GPS, 2703 6th Street, 2703 6th Street, and we are right here in downtown Tuscaloosa. What a beautiful location it is. One of the top cigar lounges in the entire country. And Reagan, I appreciate the invitation to come out and celebrate this. And as the day progresses, we're going to have some fun. So swing by, say hello to us. We're broadcasting live here, Tide 100.9. I know Gary was out here this morning. Wyatt was out here. We've been talking about it. One of our, like I said, a great partnership that we have. John Ramey called me and said, hey, let's do a live on Thursday afternoon, do a live remote. I said, let's do it. So come by. And we're going to have some fun. We're draw out for some goodies and give away some things here. But come by R&R Cigars. And as the day progresses, it's always fun, White. You guys build up the steam, okay? And then when I get here at 2 o'clock, usually this first hour, right, inviting people to come by, say hello, come by, get your victory cigar. But the big thing is, here's the big thing. As the day progresses, Wyatt, there will be a line. You were here broadcasting your show this morning. That will start literally right there, and the line will begin to flow all the way to the street, because it'll be very popular here to go ahead and get that victory cigar. And we'll talk about, I don't know how they end up in the locker room, okay, but they just do, okay? That's a little bit of a secret of how they end up there, but they're there. And someone's in charge of them, and you see them, so many different times. The one that always stands out to me, there's two photos in the locker room that stand out to me. It's Coach Stallings many, many years ago with Jay Barker, his quarterback, beating Tennessee. That was one of those victory cigar type things. And then also to think about the Coach Saban and Derrick Henry. I don't know why that photo stands out to me, but it does. It's that photo of Nick Saban, and you don't ever think about Nick Saban. And I think it was last year. Wasn't last year that's so funny that we're thinking about the last Nick Saban year. But isn't that where he put it in his mouth, like on the field? Isn't that was Nick Saban last year at home when he had one of the famous R&R cigars. And Reagan Reagan's smart guy. He's a good marketing guy. And Reagan had walked over to the sideline reporter. I forget who the lady was, but she went up and she offered Coach Saban a cigar. And Coach Saban just put it in his mouth. I mean, he literally put it in his mouth, and that was from R&R Cigars. So that was brilliant by Reagan here at R&R Cigars. We're going to be here all afternoon. We'll be with you until 6 o'clock. Today we're going to talk about, because we're talking about reliving history and the special moment of you maybe sharing a cigar, a Tennessee win. how special it is. So we're going to be live all the way until 6 o'clock. We're live at R&R Cigars. It is the Cigar Mansion, R&R Cigars, right here, 2703 6th Street. I appreciate Reagan and Randy for inviting me out. That's R&R. We talk about them multiple days a week, and I appreciate these guys for being a longtime sponsor of our station here at Tide 100.9, and then also my show. We're going to have some fun today. Let's start with Kalen DeBoer talking about cigar tradition. He was asked about cigar tradition earlier this week, and the head football coach responded in a way that you would expect a head coach to respond. He's learning, right? But he'll learn very, very quickly about the cigar tradition around Alabama and Tennessee. So this is Kalen DeBoer talking about this special game that we call the third Saturday of October.
Yeah, I've been told it's a big deal, and I know it's a big deal. You know, you see it from afar, and it's, you know, these are the games, much like we've had already one or a couple here, you know, and just, you know, they're the big ones that are on the schedule. I mean, as a coach, they're all big, right, in different ways, and you take one at a time, but we certainly understand the significance of the rivalry, and, you know, guys are going to be very motivated to go out and do their best and prepare well and be great on Saturday.
There it is. He said, we're going to give you a reason. You think this Alabama team, we did scores on Tuesday and Wednesday presented by Southern Ale House, 1530 McFarland Boulevard, Southern Ale House Dockside. We did a score prediction day where we give away a lot of goodies. We have a lot of fun. And a lot of you guys were somewhat confident, right? We had one guy, I won't say his name today on the air, but he refused to give a score because I don't think he was very confident. So instead of picking against his alma mater, he said, nah, I think I'm going to pass on a score. So everybody pretty much a little confidence growing in this Alabama football team. We'll see if they're able to play on the road. Top 10, according to one poll, and right outside of the top 10 in one of the others. I think they're 11 in one of the polls. So it's a top 10 matchup up in Knoxville and Neyland Stadium. So we'll be with you all the way until 6 o'clock. We're going to have some fun. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk about this game, and we're going to ask you today, when you look back at big moments, right? Big moments of games, when you think about this Alabama Crimson Tide tradition, what is your favorite Tennessee-Alabama game? Is there one that stands above the rest? Is there one game? Is there one moment in this rivalry, whether it was a game that, you know, that you had a chance to attend here, there, that you watched Alabama win? I think I went through mine yesterday. 2016, Jalen Hurts, freshman quarterback. We went up there. They were a top 10 team. They thought it was the year. And what happened? Alabama beat them 49-10. We laid a spanking on them. That was my favorite game because I was there. And it was putting misery on them was just so much fun. So people are walking in, getting their cigar. They're getting ready for this Alabama game. Guy walked in just 2 seconds ago. He literally was in here for probably about 5 minutes. Walked in, got his victory cigar. Looks like he's got two. He's got one for his buddy. He's walking out. R&R Cigars, 2703 6th Street, 2703 6th Street in downtown Tuscaloosa. So come by, say hello to us. And we greatly appreciate you for allowing us to be a part of your afternoon. So we're going to talk about big favorite games, big favorite Tennessee-Alabama games, because I want to hear from you, because chances are when you share a memory about the Alabama-Tennessee game, then somebody else probably can share that same game. So we'll take your phone calls right here on the game. We're always powered by Tuscaloosa Toyota, TuscaloosaToyota.com, 3325 Scotland Boulevard, and online at TuscaloosaToyota.com. Buy 3 tires, get that 4th tire for only $1. Only $1. If you're looking for a Tundra, you're looking for a Tacoma, you're looking for a RAV4, a Highlander, Camry, Corolla, the pre-owned inventory, take a look at it. Some great-looking trucks available at Tuscaloosa Toyota, TuscaloosaToyota.com. We've got a big guest lineup for you. We're going to talk to Rodney Orr. Yes, sir, absolutely. We're going to talk to Bruce Marshall at 3. So we're going to flip-flop Bruce Marshall and Josh from College Football Nerds. Josh normally is on at 3. Bruce needed to go a little bit earlier today. He's up in Philadelphia, and he's going to be talking about this Alabama-Tennessee game, but also setting the stage for a big weekend. The Josh from College Football Nerds, which is a guy that we love to depend on, he's going to join us at 3:30, and he's going to share some thoughts. Now, he's normally on every Wednesday in that same 3 o'clock hour. So today he's going to be on with us at 3:30. We'll kind of go through some strategies, and then we'll also talk with Brad Powers. So we have 4 guests today, probably 12 minutes apiece. So you can do the math, 48 minutes there, and then we'll the rest of it will belong to you. We'll talk about favorite games, and we'll share some memories, and we'll get you ready for old Rocky Top. And because I'm not a very politically correct guy, and because that's just who I am, you take it or throw it in the floor or throw it in the trash or flip the channel or wherever you may go, I got a Rocky Top song for you. Oh, yeah, it's my version. No, I'm not going to sing. No. I'm going to send Wyatt a version that I want him to play. And for those new Alabama fans that just got on board, it'll help you understand the hillbillies that we're playing, the backwoods, the folks that, you kind of – the only thing that I think about is Deliverance the movie. I think about Deliverance the movie. When I think about banjos playing, I think about old Rocky Top, how it would be nice to go up and spoil the weekend for those hillbillies. Go by, get your Victory Cigar. We're at R&R Cigars. We'll be here all afternoon. We'll take your phone calls. Favorite moments during an Alabama-Tennessee game. By the way, the porch right here at R&R Cigars, beautiful place to hang out. And what a day of football weather. What a day of football weather. I mean, this is a perfect spot. Sun shining, but it's cool, right? It just gets you in the mind for football weather. I've got my Under Armour black quarter zip up, and I don't need anything else. I mean, it's not that cold, but it just kind of gets you in the football state of mind as we met the 30s last night for the first time here in Tuscaloosa. Up in North Alabama, you guys even got a little frost. Hit that freezing mark for some of you spots up there. We didn't do that close. We were about 35, 36, I think is where we were at the low here in Tuscaloosa. Rodney Orr coming up in a couple of minutes. T-Town. I want to ask you from the defense's side of the ball, and we were talking about this today at lunch and talking about the one guy that Alabama has to circle, okay, the opposing offense has to circle. In other words, you go to the line of scrimmage and you got to count where this guy is. I'm not saying they have one right now. But give me a few guys over there that you can say that may develop there where later in the season, you may have to, you've been very high on LT Overton.
He'd be one.
He would be one. Is there another?
I think Tim Smith, he's a senior. I think Tim's got a ton of potential. I've always thought he had a ton of potential. He just not really fully tapped into that. But Tim Smith could be. James Smith, certainly a young defensive lineman, that's been impressive. I was really kind of excited. I know this is a name off the radar a little bit, but Jordan Renaud's a very talented kid. I mean, I follow the state of Texas really close. I have a ton of sources out there, as you know, Ryan, that are generally very good. And they were really high on Renaud coming out of high school a couple of years ago as a redshirt freshman. But he played some in this last game. I was glad to see him out there. Need to get him on the field. Need to get him on the field. So, with all that said, those are some guys up front. Then, of course, Jihad Campbell, Lawson, Justin Jefferson. These are all good players. I think Q Robinson's coming around as a pass rusher now, even more. In the secondary, starting to get more and more experience. So, again, we'll see how the defense kind of starts to come around. I got a little bit better feeling this past week about them. And I heard they had a really good week this week from what I've been told. I know the players are really confident. I think that there was some talk about maybe the communication wasn't great, getting it to the field quick enough, what they wanted to do. But I understand the players are really excited about the way that improved this past week. I think that's getting better. I think they've got some new ideas and things they want to do now and add in. So we'll see. We'll see how they come around.
Rodney, I want to ask you about Kendrick Law, and then we're going to dive into some Tennessee, Alabama memories, because you love to share memories that most of us are not able to go back to. But Kendrick Law, getting him back, the official word last night, probable, as long with Kobe Prentice. Yhonzae Pierre is another guy that we're going to kind of watch and see. It doesn't look like it. Maybe he's not going to be able to go. But let's go and kind of dive into Kendrick Law, because maybe that's the part of the rushing attack that is missing.
Having him on the edge, blocking and making those downfield blocks. And
Yhonzae Pierre is questionable. He's not out.
Yeah, right.
Jones is out, is the only one. But even listening to Caleb DeBoer on the SEC teleconference, doesn't sound like he's very confident there with Yhonzae.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, Kendrick Law, I mean, he's made some crushing blocks. He really has. He's willing to do that. He sacrificed to do that. Real team player. And I hated it because, Ryan, he was just starting to make some plays. He had a really big play, I thought, I think it was in the Georgia early part of the game, where he just broke tackles. Really physical player. So he brings a presence out there in a lot of different ways. So receiver, as a blocker, those types of things. So hopefully, Kendrick's back and ready to go. It sounds promising. And hopefully he's not really lost anything last couple of weeks. I think Kobe Prentice coming back. And Kobe's a really good player. Got a lot of experience over the last couple of years. So those guys would certainly help you at the receiver core. I mean, they're two of your probably top 4 or 5 for sure, You got Bernard and Ryan Williams and those two and some others. But so hopefully they're back, yes, and it sounds good.
Rodney, this is one of my favorite questions because, you and AP Stedham, Gary's certainly a historian. I love to hear these memories of Alabama, Tennessee. We're doing a Today Show, and it seems like every year you're a part of the Thursday or Friday edition where we kind of recall some favorite memories. Is there a memory that stands out above the rest when you look at the third Saturday of October, Alabama, Tennessee?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of them, and I know you don't want to go through all of them for sure, but, you could go way back. I mean, we could go even into the 60s, Ryan. I go to 73 off the top of my head, where on the very first play of the game, this is Alabama, Tennessee in Legion Field. Condredge Holloway's at Tennessee, great quarterback. First play of the game, Gary Rutledge to Wayne Wheeler, 80 yards. And it's a 42-21 game. It was a really good game, though. It was tied at 21. But anyway, there's others. But I would have to say probably the favorite. It would definitely be one of my favorites. I'll tell you why. Gene Stallings comes 1990, 0-3. They get a win, a couple of wins. They beat Vanderbilt. They're 1-3. I think they beat Southwest Louisiana, 2-3. They go to Knoxville. Tennessee's like number 2 or 3 in the nation. Tennessee had only lost like 2 or 3 regular season games over the previous 2 or 3 years, and they were 2 of them were to Alabama. And so Alabama goes up there, nobody giving them a chance. Tennessee's got all these first rounds. They got 2 first-round offensive tackles. They got Dale Carter, who was NFL Rookie of the Year the next year as a safety. They're loaded with talent. Nobody giving Alabama a chance. Lee Corso says this is a high school team. Gene Stallings is taking a high school team up there to play a bunch of men. And Alabama finds a way to win 9-6. And, Brian, Tennessee had like Alvin Harper, Carl Pickens, Anthony Morgan. These were big-time receivers, NFL receivers. I think they caught 1 ball that day, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe 2. Bill Oliver did a magnificent job defensively, coaching that team, preparing that Alabama defense. And then you know the story. Stacey Harrison blocks the field goal that Tennessee's lining up to kick to win the game. And it ricochets off his face mask. And it bounds about 25 yards back upfield. The key to that is I don't think Alabama had 25 yards total offense in the second half. And it sets Alabama up with under a minute left or so. They run a few plays. Then they try this 47-yard field goal. time's running out. Doyle nails it. And what a lot of people don't know is, even if he'd have missed it, he'd have gotten to kick it again because Tennessee roughed him. But he hit it. And that's one of the more, for a team that finished 7-5 that year, it was a monumental win. Monumental win anyway, but given the circumstances. But, yeah, it was really big, Ryan.
Rodney, I'm curious, when you look back at this game here, how do you think it will be decided?
Well, I'll go back to what we talked about in the very early part. I just don't think Alabama can make these mistakes, because if they do in that environment up there, Tennessee will really feed off of that, make it tough. So if Alabama can just basically, avoid those things, kind of eliminate them, play better, play clean, then I've got them 31-27. But you never know about how these games play out, Ryan. it could be a surprise of some sort. We see it all the time with Alabama and Tennessee. It's kind of like Alabama-Auburn. You never know. But, I'm going to go with Bama here. I think Nico's a really good quarterback. There's no doubt he's a talented young kid. But, he's struggled the last couple of weeks. Then again, like I said, you never know. This could be his coming out party. I hope not. But he's really struggled, Ron. He hadn't thrown a touchdown pass the last couple of games. He had a 17 QBR against Florida last week. They should have lost the game. And he had a 38, I think it was, the previous week that they did lose to Arkansas. So, hopefully Alabama can pressure him, get him to thinking. And he is dangerous scrambling out, so they're going to have to really kind of protect against that too. But if they can do that and slow down Tennessee's running game a little bit, and like I said, eliminate those mistakes, Ryan, it'd be a big win. It'd be a real big win.
Well, and you mentioned, you think about Tennessee for just a couple of minutes. They're almost the same path that Alabama, because when you look at Tennessee starting out the way that they did, scoring 60, 70 points, they went to Norman. Brent Venables kind of solved that Tennessee offense 25-15. Even though they lost the game, it showed them how to beat Tennessee. Arkansas took advantage of that the next week. They were able to take them down. Florida played them very, very tight. Think about Alabama. The schedule was almost, even though they're different opponents, it's almost like they're kind of working their way through the season almost identical to what the University of Alabama's went through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, they're mirroring each other in a lot of ways. You're right. The last couple of weeks, they both, after they started so fast, they've struggled. Of course, Alabama struggled the second half of the Georgia game, too. But you're right, they are mirroring each other, which leads me to this. The winner of this game, this could be a huge step. It could be a big step towards the playoffs, obviously, for one of these teams. And, Alabama's got a veteran quarterback. Milroe's been through it. This is his second year now. He's been through some big games. He's come through in some big games. So I'm gonna lean a little bit with him this time, and we'll see what happens. But again, it's up there, so they obviously have the home field, and that's a little bit nerve wracking. But I'm gonna go with Alabama this time.
Rodney Orr, TiderInsider.com, TiderInsider.com, the editor, the founder of the incredible website, TiderInsider.com. Hey, Rodney, I appreciate you so much, man. Appreciate you. And, how many more minutes do you have on the elliptical?
Well, I just went 30. Now I'm on the Stairmaster, so I do an hour total.
Okay. So you do an hour. Okay. Well, I can't keep you on for an hour, Rodney, but let me just say this. I'll give you some positive encouragement. Keep it up.
Okay.
You're encouraging to all of us. So I appreciate you, Rodney. Thank you so much, man, for being a part of our show, and have a great weekend, and we'll talk to you next Thursday. Thank you again.
Okay, buddy. Take care.
Thank you. Rodney Orr, TiderInsider.com, the editor, the founder of the incredible website. All right, we're going to favorite memory. Favorite memory from an Alabama-Tennessee game. I shared my memory, 2016. There's just something about that game. I guess it was the setup. It was the build-up, right? All we heard around the stadium was this was the year. This was the year, right? Top 10, they're going to break the streak. And what happened? Alabama won the game 49-10. And I've talked about it from Peyton Manning to Philip Fulmer. All of the guys were in in Neyland Stadium from a Tennessee perspective, right? I mean, they were recognizing, each little break, it'd be a player that'd step out there. And then they were having to do it because it's already scheduled, and they're getting hammered 49-10. Alabama opened up just an absolute can of whip butt on those guys. Let's talk about it. We'll take your phone calls right here on the game. 205-342-9904. 205-342-9904. Your favorite memory from an Alabama-Tennessee game. Rumsey Environmental. It's a one-stop shop serving West Alabama for all of your waste removal needs. When you have to know it's being done right, that's the time to call Rumsey Environmental. 205-248-0002. We're live at R&R Alabama-Tennessee game. We're going to take John coming up here in just a couple of seconds. We're going to get to him. Also want to remind you about Nuke's Eatery, 205 University Boulevard, 205-758-2455. It is Nuke's Eatery right there on University Boulevard. Joel Bromfield, the Nuke's Q sandwich, which is the number one sandwich across the franchise, is that wonderful white barbecue sauce. The French dip sandwich, the chicken salad's great. The pimento cheese is great. The club, I always like to say this, what's better than the club? The double club. You can find it at Nuke's Eatery. Go over and see Joel Bromfield right on the campus of the University of Alabama. We always like to say close enough that you can smell the championships. We're talking a little Alabama, Tennessee. We're at R&R Cigars. We're going to be with you until 6 o'clock, and we're going to have some fun right here on the game. Let's continue, and we'll go to John. John, you lead us out today. I hope all is well. Welcome into the game in Tuscaloosa.
Yeah, enjoy listening to you, Ryan.
John, where you calling us from?
Kentucky, Louisville.
Okay. All right. What's on your mind that I'm going to ask you about your – yeah, that was my favorite. That's my favorite. What's your favorite?
Okay, so funny story, which will lead into 2016. Mine was 2014 because, well, first of all, my college years, Tennessee took away a lot of enjoyment I got, and one of them. So you and I must have been in college at the same time because they took away a lot of my college years. Yep. Well, the one that stands out that I don't like to remember, but I thought. We're in Birmingham, Legion Field, and I was like, all right, let's get a good start. Peyton Manning starts off, 80-yard pass. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, that play just always just dug at me so bad, right? 2014, I take my son, first Alabama game. He's 8, so from Louisville, that's kind of the closest spot. And I was like, all right, that'll be our first game. Mari Cooper, 80 yards, and I was like, I got my revenge, just to know what that felt like to be in that stadium in the first play. Boom, touchdown. So if I had to pick one memory, it was that. So 2014 is where you would go. Yeah, just from the one play, just because of the history and I knew what it felt like to have that first play touchdown and just how that felt. So that was just and my son was there first game. But to tie into year 2016, I still remember leaving, and I'm listening just to seeing what the Tennessee, announcers are saying about the game. And all they could talk about was Josh Dobbs came in and he moved the ball, and we got our future quarterback. And so I'm sure that tied into the hype of going into 2016. I was just like, yeah, it's good to be an Alabama fan at that point. So, well, I mean, it's the buildup of that game. I mean, they invited, Roy Kramer was the commissioner of the SEC, but he was his bias. I mean, he wore every color in Tennessee. I mean, he covered for those guys. He never covered for the University of Alabama. I believe he's from Maryville, is where he's from. But when you kind of stare back at this game and you begin to kind of analyze these different games, it was the buildup. It was they thought they had a chance right there to beat Alabama. And Alabama went in and, they beat them 49-10. I mean, in the first half, you're looking at Tennessee fans leaving. And it was the buildup because they thought this was the opportunity, right? This was the buildup. Hey, they're going to walk in. They're going to beat Alabama. And Alabama literally ran them out of their own stadium. That was, to me, as much fun as I've ever had at a college football game. And I'm in the press box, so it's not like I'm down there leading the Rocky Top band or anything. By the way, I'd love to knock Peyton Manning off in, what was that, 96? yeah, I still got that memory too. That's a memory. Man, that one's hey, I got two questions. Go for it. One, South Carolina game, they make a comment that we're like 19% blitz or whatever. We're like at the lowest as far as blitz. And then that last series, like, we turn up the heat, right? And I'm like, hey, can we get a little bit more of that, you know? So I would love in the back of my mind to think, okay, maybe we've been holding back on some of that. So do you think just from the way that went, I know it was just one series, that they're like, hey, maybe we should do a little bit more of that? And my question is, like, what's the easiest quick fix that you're like, look, we can get this changed the quickest? I know I keep hearing we're young, and I feel like we're always going to be young because we get so many good players. So many players are going to leave. But I'm just like, okay, from 1 week to the next, what is there something you're like, look, I think this is something that we can hold on to. We should be able to improve in this area. Does anything come to mind?
Okay, I want to take the youth out. Okay, I want to take the youth completely out of it, just for a couple of minutes. Let's pick on where we're most experienced. This is the part that needs to carry this football team, and I'm talking about in the trenches on that defensive side of the football. That defensive line coming into this season was supposed to be the strength of that team, right? When you look at the defensive front, you thought that was going to be the guys, right? Tim Keenan, Tim Smith, James Smith. I mean, you go through the names and you start going, we know what Jamarian Latham did last year. He's had okay. LT Overton's been a bright spot there. But if you look at that front, including those linebackers, to me, you need to be more physical right there. Now, I don't know how we were talking with Tony Franklin earlier this week. How do you become more physical? How do you get the physicality if you're just not a physical football team? I'd like to see more out of that front. And if that front will not just get to the quarterback, but see, a lot of the breakdown in the secondary is you're getting to the quarterback, you just can't get him on the ground. How many times last week did we put pressure on South Carolina? Even going back to the Vanderbilt game. Somehow they escape. And that's where we normally give up a lot of positive, explosive plays. I mean, the secondary can only hold for so long. So you need to see more, to me, out of that front, whether it's putting pressure on the quarterback, but not just getting back there and getting the tackle. That's where I'd like to see Alabama improve. I think if that improves, there's going to be growing pains in that secondary. There's just too many new faces back there. That front, I expect more from them. So we're looking at linebacker coaches. We're looking at Freddie Roach, defensive line coach, and seeing if these guys can get more out of that group. That's where I'm at. Take that same question for you. Where do you want to see it?
Well, I mean, just the way you're right. I guess they were getting to him as I reflect. But, when they said that, and then they're like, hey, they're actually blitzing a little more. Like, if we get to him quick enough, that helps the DBs. And so I was like, maybe we just need one more man, because that's what I feel like sometimes they did to us, right? They just sometimes when Milroe's gotten in trouble, they just bring that extra person, and then, he just doesn't have time. So I was like, maybe we need to turn up that blitz a little bit and just keep them guessing. And if you have that extra man, just don't give them time. I know this wasn't my question. The other thing, going back to last year, that I wish we would do, I wanted them to do it against the Texans. I wanted them, because at that time we said our offensive line, I wanted us to just come out and run the ball and establish, we're bigger than you, we're badder than you, and then that sets up the pass. And I feel like we've gotten away from that for a couple of years.
The only problem is Tennessee is one of the best teams in the country in the SEC. They're at the top in stopping the run. I mean, they're not. I mean, if you want to go yards per attempt or if you want to go total yards, they're one of the best. It's hard to find your way, but maybe they'll rise to the occasion, understanding the challenges in front of them. I'd love to see them run the football a little bit more. And I was talking with a buddy of mine that works inside the athletic department last night. He's on the coaching staff. He just is a guy there. One of the things that we were talking about is how much Kendrick Law is a part of that physicality of setting that edge. Look at the physicality that he brought in that Georgia game. Go back and watch the moment and with him driving players down the field and creating that space. Maybe that's part of getting that rushing attack cranked up. And I appreciate you so much, John. Thanks for calling from Kentucky.
Thanks, Ryan.
Hope you could. I don't think you'll be able to make it to R&R Cigars, but the Kentucky Bluegrass State. Hopefully they could find a cigar up there, and we'll need it. We'll have a need for it on Saturday evening to lot it up.
I just want Alabama win. Roll Tide.
Hey, roll tide. Thank you, John. We appreciate that. Let's break here. We're live at R&R Cigars. We've got Bruce Marshall coming up. Bruce Marshall at 3 o'clock. We'll talk to Bruce Marshall. He's a Las Vegas handicapper. He's the longest handicapper that we've talked to. He's been in the business since the 80s. We're going to ask him to share some thoughts of this game. 3:30, we'll talk to Josh from College Football Nerds. Josh from College Football Nerds. We're going to do that. And then coming up, all right, here we go. We welcome you back into R&R Cigars. R&R Cigars. Appreciate everybody for coming by and saying hello. We're going to be with you until 6 o'clock. The Cigar Mansion, R&R Cigars, R&R Cigars. Getting your victory cigar is an option right here at R&R Cigars. Come by and say hello. Reagan and Randy Starner, 2703 6th Street. Literally, it's starting to pick up. As the day progresses, at 4 o'clock when people begin to get off, that's when this place begins to get packed, and it's a really good flow right now. But hey, today and tomorrow, come by. This is your Victory Cigar headquarters, R&R Cigars, as we get ready for Alabama, Tennessee. Let's go to Josh in Georgia. Josh, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well, man.
Good afternoon. Everything is well. I'm headed home from work. And I've been thinking about this matchup all day long.
All right.
I mean, I'm telling you. I told Jackson. Go ahead.
Is your confidence growing?
Oh, my confidence is there. I have had to literally dump down some people's throats and tell them to think positively, stop with the negative Nancy attitude, and get on board of this hype train that's headed to Knoxville, because I'm sticking with my guns. My score I gave Tuesday, and I believe Alabama wins this game. I believe the team that we know that we can be shows up. I'm not saying it's going to be easy, but I say this team that we know that can be, this team shows up, and this team goes into Knoxville and gets the W. I believe that. So.
All right, and Vegas agrees with you because the line keeps going up.
Yeah.
And we're gonna ask Bruce Marshall this adjustment for this line. How did we get here? How did we get here? Because I want to dive into this. I mean, I think it's kind of fun when you start kind of looking at this game from an Alabama perspective. It makes you a little nervous, right?
I mean, to some people, yeah, but me.
I know you, but you would be confident against Alabama and against Jesus and the 12 disciples. You would be, would you not?
That's a bit much for me because I am a pretty religious guy, too. You know that.
Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, if Alabama was playing Jesus and the 12 disciples, would you take Alabama minus the 7?
Don't ask me that, Ryan. That's one I'd have to end up going to get right for.
I mean, I'm not asking you to turn your back on Jesus. I'm just saying that.
I know, but
you're as homer as they come. Is all I'm saying. That's all. That's my only point. Is
you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah,
I am as homer as they come.
I mean, if Alabama was playing the, I was about to say Dallas Cowboys, they'd probably beat them. But I mean, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But you would be very confident, regardless of what it is. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And I kind of knew since you mentioned this yesterday, you was going with Alabama, Tennessee moment. And I sat there and I kind of recapped several moments, but I think I'd have to go with, it was in Tuscaloosa. It's while Jeremy Pruitt was the head coach of Tennessee. And I think it was a 3rd and goal or 4th and goal. Trayvon Diggs picks up a fumble and runs it 100 yards all the way back. That would probably be my favorite Alabama-Tennessee moment. Because as soon as Guarantano hit that sideline, Pruitt is in his ear, just like he learned from Coach Saban.
Because he ran the wrong play. He ran the wrong play. I know,
but he jumped down his throat, and, of course, we had scored the touchdown, and it was a thing of beauty because that ball just comes flying out of there, and Trayvon's like, ooh, look what I found. And he just takes off. And the closest guy was probably still close to 10 yards back. I mean, 27, the running back tried to catch him, but he didn't. But that has to be probably one of my favorite plays and the one that I would name for today.
It's good memory.
I asked Jackson, did he hate the Tennessee Vols more than he hated Auburn? He said that was a tough choice. And it is because they're both ugly orange. But I leave you with this before I sign off with a big roll tide. Rocky Flop, you'll never be king of the SEC. Good old Rocky Flop. Woo! Rocky Flop, Tennessee. Oh, Rocky Flop, you'll never mean one darn thing to me. Good old Rocky Flop. Woo! Rocky Flop, Tennessee. Roll Tide, Ryan.
Josh got us fired up. He's got us fired up. We're live at R&R Cigars. We're going to be with you until 6 o'clock right here in Tuscaloosa. We'll take more phone calls. I see those. We're going to get to those coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We'll do it right here on the game. But coming up next, Bruce Marshall explains this line. Jared, don't go anywhere.
This weekend up in the Fayetteville.
Bruce Marshall, he picked Alabama to win straight up. When you look at 30-24, I think that was his prediction, 30-24. Bruce Marshall, I'm going to stop right there. Tell me everything that you're involved in. Take as much time as you need.
Thank you, Ryan. Check me out online. My picks, VegasInsider.com, as I mentioned. 7-0 in the colleges last week. We looking forward to another good week. We're having a good week running the NFL, too. So check out my picks, VegasInsider.com. Similar stuff, a little different twist. Picks as well, but CBS Sportsline, Sportsline.com. And my new places for picks, Winners and Winers, WHANERS.com, and PicksandParlays.com.
Bruce Marshall, thank you so much, man, for joining us. I hope you enjoy your time with your family, and we'll talk to you next Thursday. Thank you again for the opportunity.
Okay, Ryan, thank you.
Thank you. We'll continue all the way until 6 o'clock. Come by, say hello, 2703 6th Street, R&R Cigars. Be a great place to watch a little Thursday night NFL action, maybe a little college football, big HD TVs. Even got Big Hal. He hadn't said much, but he's looking right at me. I mean, this is, I don't know, Jackson. Does Big Al talk? I mean, this is one of those blow-up Big Als. I mean, this is full of air. I've been asking him what he thinks about Alabama. He's had the same facial expression, so Big Al looks like he's neutral here, but I don't think he's neutral.
I'm sure he'll have a cigar in his mouth after the end of the game Saturday.
I would say so. I would say so. R&R Cigars. Let's talk about favorite memories. We're going to Josh from College Football Nerds, and then we'll go to our good friend Brad Powers at 4, and then we're done with guests. We'll take your phone calls. Let's go right here to Jared in Dallas, Texas. Jared, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well.
Hey, man. How are you?
Hey, good. Good. How are you doing?
I'm okay. Can you hear me?
Oh yeah, we got you loud and clear. You sound like you're sitting here on R&R Cigars. You want a cigar? You want me to give you a victory cigar?
You can send one. Hopefully we'll need it. Hey, I was calling.
I heard some doubt right there. I heard some doubt.
Well, man, I was calling because I haven't had a chance to listen a ton in the last couple of weeks, but when I have, I've heard a lot of chatter about the DeBoer and the discipline and lack of discipline and the things that are going on. And it just makes me think how quickly we all forgot what he walked into, Ryan. I mean, good grief. No one has ever, probably in the history of college football, walked into a situation like he did because the NIL situation and the transfer portal didn't exist. And he walked into a program that was being poached left and right, losing players left and right. And I agree, sometimes it is good to drop the hammer on kids and get them in line. But if he comes in here and tries to establish a strict dictatorship off the bat, how many more of these kids would have jumped ship? He had number one priority, and that was
he had no other choice. He had no other choice.
He had no other choice, Ryan. He had no choice.
You couldn't do it any other way. You could not do it any other way. He had to come in and build a relationship. If not, he's going to lose a ton of guys. He had no other choice.
God.
I've been trying to explain that, but you did a much better job.
Yeah, it's just, I don't think I could have done it. I don't have the patience for it. And, and they complain about that. And then I also want to say, well, I know you guys don't so much like his demeanor on the sidelines. You want some more fire and whatnot. But, Tom Landry and Bill Walsh and Tom Osborne, and there's been quite a few successful coaches that didn't have that demeanor on the sideline either. So, don't worry about that. And how's that working out for Kirby right now? I mean, he sounds like a borderline lunatic when you hear his locker room rant. How's that working out for his program? He's getting guys arrested every other week, and they're not playing good either. So, anyways, I think, honestly, if we can just not make mistakes, Ryan, just play mistake-free football, for a Saturday, we're going to handle business with anybody we step up against. But let's not have two number twos on the punt team. Let's get our hands down. If you're running toward that quarterback and the ball's out of his hand, just put your hands down. Don't get anywhere near his helmet because we're going to get a flag.
Think about the last time we went to Knoxville. It was just, nasty officiating.
God.
Some of the worst officiating I've ever seen was 2 years ago in Knoxville.
Absolutely. I saw a replay of some of that last night on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it, and I had kind of wiped that from my brain, but that pass interference call might be the worst call in history that I've ever seen. That's my worst memory of the rivalry. My best one is the Terrence Cody block. It always will be because it took me from utter depths of despair to pure joy in 1 second. The world was coming to an end, and then instantly it was wonderful again. So that's my favorite memory. But anyways, like I said, I just want to chime in on that because I've heard a lot of noise about that this week from a lot of different people. And hey, man, he had no choice but to take things on. And I think he will tighten the screws as time goes on a little bit, but he couldn't do it from the start. If a dog's never been beat before, you can't just go out in the backyard and beat it immediately. It's probably going to run off, right? So, that's kind of the situation he's in.
I like it. I like what you said right there. You do think about it. Little bitty things like that. He had no other choice. In this world of college football, I think that's why you saw Coach Saban say, I'm out.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, one of these days we'll get him on a lie detector test and we can chatter about it. But
I think Brian Kelly's got a little bit of that in his eyes too, if you want to know the truth. He's hanging in, he's younger, but I think he's got a little bit of that in his eyes too. That look of, boy, is this really worth it? Is this really worth it?
Well, the only problem is now you're paying them so much money. You're paying them so much money.
Yep.
Nick Saban
how can you walk away from that?
Thanks, man. Yeah, but from a standpoint of financial security, you've got it. Think about Kalen DeBoer. He was making $4 million last year. Maybe it was $4 million and some change, and now he's making 12.
Yeah. Hey, so here's a couple funny things for you real quick before I hang up, and I got to get going. I appreciate you slipping me in. First thing is I was in Kansas City on business earlier this week, and I'm checking in my hotel, and there's a guy standing next to me checking in the line next to me, and he's got on a Georgia Bulldog shirt. And he looks at me, and I kind of turned to the side, and I had on the Alabama pullover. And he saw the script A, and he kind of smiled, and he looked at me, and he goes, well, you ought to be loving me and loving us because we're like a guaranteed win for you guys.
We have broke their psychological. Yes, we have. Yes, we have. I love it. That's incredible.
That's funny, isn't it? That is funny.
We have broken their will. And you know what? If I was a Georgia fan, I'd be like, that's the hump that we're just not going to get over.
Yeah, you guys should love us because we're an automatic win. And then one more for you. So I have the one daughter graduated last year. She's back in Dallas, and I have the other one's a sophomore over there this year. And we have a family text thread. So the younger one texts and says, I'm going to Knoxville this weekend. And I'm like, oh, God, please, no. So my list of places I don't want them being, number 1 is New Orleans, number 2 is Baton Rouge, number 3 is Knoxville. Those are the 3 places I hate for them to be. Anyway, she says, I'm going. I said, well, hey, you might want to ask your big sister about this before you go up there because the older one was there when they beat us a few years ago, and it was a nightmare, an utter nightmare. She responds in the text message. This is her quote back to the younger daughter. She said, we call her Lou. She said, Lou, it's literally hell. It is hell. Don't go. Good luck if you do.
See, that's Thomas Jefferson said smart people learn from other people's mistakes. Big sister just taught you something. Do you think she's going to listen to the warning? You think?
No, she gone. No, she gone. She gone.
Okay.
I just saw the charge on the credit card for gas in the car. She's gone. She says that way. You got to experience for yourself. But it was just pretty funny that my older daughter's description of Knoxville was hell. Period. End of discussion.
I would describe it. That's the way I would describe it. I don't enjoy going back. Not as much as I hate going to Auburn, but Knoxville's up there. The around the campus is a dump. I mean, if you go around,
Is it? I've never been.
It is like
That's what Hannah
you go.
said.
You go 2 blocks east, and it's like, did I pack my bulletproof vest? Do I need a SWAT gear? Do I need to? Am I going to make it? Now I'm going to park my car here. I doubt it'll be here when I get back. That's the environment. Yes, little on the crazy side, if you know what I mean. Little bit on the survival. It's. You go to Pigeon Forge. That's smart Alabama fans. Stay in Pigeon Forge. Drive over to the game. That's your smart ones.
That's what they do.
That's
what they do.
Or stay in Chattanooga or one of those. Lenora City. Go out there and stay in that area, and then drive into Knoxville, because you go into Knoxville and it is like there's some pretty parts around down the river, but you make the one turn and you went from somewhat clean to third world country. So it's nasty.
Yeah.
So,
well, hey man, I do need to jump here.
I got to run.
I would just like to tell if you're in T-Town and when do they leave? They leave tonight. The team leave tonight. Today?
No. They leave tomorrow afternoon.
Okay. I mean, I would just tell everybody there, whenever they're leaving, wherever they're leaving from, go there with your signs. Tell them we're behind them and roll Tide. These boys need to be patted on the butt. Yep.
Roll
okay.
Tide.
Thanks, Ryan.
Hey, Jared, Thank you, man. Appreciate you. Jared in Dallas, Texas. We're down at, look at the model. I'm right here on collegefootballnerds.com. I plugged in Alabama, Tennessee. The model likes Alabama. The model likes Tennessee, 19.2 to 13.7. Where would you lean in this game if you're picking a winner?
I personally lean towards Alabama. We did do a video on this game. In that video, I picked Alabama to win, I think 27-24. I think both these teams could struggle a little bit to move the ball because Tennessee's defense is very, very good. Just very, very good. And I think, however you want to slice it, Tennessee's offense hasn't been, that successful. Alabama's offense has been very successful, but against what I would say is probably lesser defenses. And my big thing here is that if Alabama's explosive as they have been recently, that's going to give them a really good chance to be able to put up more than 20 points. And I think I don't know that Tennessee is really capable of doing that. They haven't scored 30 points in a game of this magnitude. So to me, that gives a little bit more of the edge to Alabama.
Josh, I want to spend the last couple of minutes here just kind of looking around college football, and I want to talk about the game that all of us are going to be glued into is Georgia traveling to Texas. Any thoughts on this game? Not the comprehensive breakdown, but just when you look at this game, anything that jumps out to you when you start breaking it down from an analytical standpoint?
First, I'll put a little plug in and say we did preview the Alabama-Tennessee game and the Georgia-Texas game, so if you want a half-hour plus long breakdown of both those games, you can go to YouTube, search College Football Nerds, and get my thoughts. Georgia-Texas, I think, is one of the hardest games to handicap so far this year. I thought Oregon-Ohio State was tough. I'm a crazy person who actually had Oregon ranked higher than Ohio State in weeks 2 and 3, which everyone said was nuts after, especially the Boise State game, but I saw things in Oregon I liked, and they ended up being able to win that game. Personally, I see a lot of stuff about Georgia that I like, despite the close games. I still think they're a very good team. I think they played up and down to their competition level, but the talent's still there. But all that said, it's hard to pick against Texas given how dominant they've been. Same way with Ohio State when they played Oregon. I did pick Ohio State, but I was still hesitant about it. The problem is that, Ryan, I don't know that Texas has played a defense or played an offense that can challenge you. And, Oklahoma's offense is just bad. Mississippi State, they've made a change at quarterback, but that hadn't happened yet when Texas played them. Really, it was just happening. They didn't really know how to play offense yet because they were in that quarterback transition. I don't know how well the defense and the offense are going to hold up if they play a team like Georgia that has real skill position talent, has a high-level quarterback. And, yes, whether you think he's better or not than Milroe, Carson Beck is a very good quarterback. They're going to strain Texas's defense in some new ways. And remember, Texas's secondary, there was an argument it was one of the worst secondaries in the Big 12 last year. they just straight up haven't played a team that can throw the ball more than 20 yards downfield. So, if they get into a game that's more of a high-scoring game and there's actually pressure on their offense to be able to score, I think it can be a very different game than we've seen. I think this could end up being a very different Texas team. I already mentioned the fact that, according to FPI and our metrics, that blowout against Michigan that everyone sort of refers back to why Texas is so good, Michigan right now is a worse team than South Carolina. They are about the same team in FPI as Vanderbilt. And I, quick aside, a couple weeks ago, we were saying Vanderbilt was the first, non-top 60 team to beat in a lead in years. And now the computers are coming back, especially after that Kentucky win, and saying, hold on a second, Vanderbilt is just as good as Michigan. And so, I don't know, man. I mean, you might as well say this is the first game of the year for Texas, and I know Texas fans don't want to hear that. It does not mean Texas is bad. It does not mean Texas is going to lose the game. But just like Ohio State going into Oregon, just because Texas has blown everybody out, everyone they've played to date, does not mean they're going to win this game. I think we don't know who Texas is, and they're going to prove themselves they're not. I think we know their offense is pretty good, but the defense right now is a top-ranked defense in the country, but they truly just have not played a competent offense. And Texas's problem in recent years has been playing defense against teams that can really push you in different ways, like that Washington game where they got beat. It wasn't the offense's problem. And so I think Georgia's probably going to score a lot more points than people expect. I think this game is probably, if I were to hit something, it wouldn't be picking a team. It'd be picking the over. I think it's going to be a really exciting game to watch if it plays out like I expect.
Josh and Daniel do an amazing job on collegefootballnerds.com, collegefootballnerds.com. As he said, they've got a comprehensive breakdown. There's no way that we can dive into every single detail of that. So let me invite you to the YouTube channel. If you're looking for that Alabama-Tennessee breakdown, go there. Analyze it, listen to exactly how they present the data. It's Daniel and Josh on College Football Nerds on the YouTube channel. If you're looking on the Twitter, it's CFB Nerds. Follow those guys. They put out a lot of good stuff, and they really create a lot of conversations. I mean, I look at it. I've got them set up on alerts whenever they tweet and share information. So do it on CFB Nerds on the Twitter side of things. X is the name of the account, but I'm still calling it Twitter. Probably always will. Josh, I appreciate you so much, man. We'll recap it next Wednesday at 3. Enjoyed talking with you today. I hope you have a great rest of your day.
Thanks for having me on, Ryan.
Thank you. That is Josh from collegefootballnerds.com. CFB Nerds on the Twitter account. Let's continue. We're going to Vegas. He'll be our final guest of the day. Brad Powers, and then we're talking about Tennessee memories. We knew that we were a little bit guest-heavy here in the 3 o'clock hour for about an hour and 15 minutes. If you add up all the guests, we're probably about an hour. So 3 hours belongs to you. At 4:15, we're lining up all those phone calls. 205-342-9904. Share your favorite Tennessee memory. Getting a lot of those on the interactions on Twitter. We also put that question up on Facebook. If you'll do a search for my name, it's Ryan Fowler. Do a search, follow that up to about 34,000, maybe. Is it 34,000, 35,000? Yeah, so it's right there. So follow me on the Facebook side of things, asking the question, what's your favorite memory of an Alabama-Tennessee game? We'll also take those on the app messages, too. If you're out there listening to us, you can send the app messages, the 3 bars, drop-down menu, say submit a message. Tell us what's your favorite Alabama-Tennessee game. We're sharing some memories. We're talking about the 3rd Saturday of October as we're live at R&R Cigars. We're live at R&R Cigars. R&R Cigars. We're Reagan and Randy Starner. We're getting ready for this big Alabama-Tennessee game. You had Brad Powers on that picked Alabama. He likes Alabama, but he likes Tennessee to cover, so he thinks this game is going to be super, super close. Bruce Marshall, our other handicapper, he likes it a little bit larger. He's got Alabama 30-24, so he likes Alabama to get the job done. Vegas has got Alabama as a 3-point favorite, and if that was on a neutral site, then hey, it'd be a 6-point. Let's get to phone calls. They've been waiting for a long time. We'll start with Tommy, and then we'll go to Max over in Tupelo, Mississippi. Tommy, good afternoon. You're in the game. How are you?
All is well, Ron. How are you?
I have never done a remote at R&R Cigars, and Tommy Thunder is not here.
Well, I'm in quarantine. I can't come. I hate to say that.
Well, I hope you get to feeling better. I hope
Well,
you
I
get the feeling
do,
better.
too. I
But I've
think I
never
am.
done a remote. I've never done a remote at R&R Cigars, and you've not been here.
Well,
So I just wanted to clarify that it's not a confidence thing, right?
yeah. Yeah, I still don't like you. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, it's nothing personal. Yeah, I just got the...
But, I mean, no, I'm saying that you believe in the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Oh, yes. I don't... Yeah, the Democratic flu is not going to doubt my vision for Alabama. No.
Okay.
I'm feeling better, but I'm weak. I'm tired, and I don't need to be around people.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you didn't. I don't want you to share.
I don't either.
Yeah, I don't want you
I
to
don't
share
want
that.
nobody to have this.
Well, thank you. I mean, you're such a kind person.
I am.
Not
but I
really,
don't
but
get told that enough, but no, well, who all showed up? I mean, I know.
we got Big Al. Big Al's
Well,
here.
Wow.
Kevin just was a listener, just swung by a couple of minutes ago, but said a big hello to us. Brady was here a couple of minutes ago. Had several people that had talked. Like I said, Big Al is sitting here on the porch with me. He just, I mean, I've never done a radio show with Big Al, but he's here. Big Al, it's good to see you. You don't want to go on the air? You don't?
No. Once
No,
he
Big
gets
Al doesn't want to go on the air, but that's okay. I mean,
That's right. But once Big Al get talking, he can't shut up.
is that what it is? Okay. Well,
Yeah. Elephant don't forget, but once he starts talking, he won't shut up. He'll tell you everything.
All right. Speaking of forgetting, Tommy, been an Alabama fan a long time. We're asking today your favorite memory from an Alabama-Tennessee game. 3rd Saturday of October. Talk to me.
I got two of them. One is 1972 when we went up to Knoxville. First time I ever went to Knoxville. And we came back. It was towards the end of the game, like 2 or 3 minutes. And it was 17-16. Everybody and their brother knew Coach Ryan was going to go for 2. But no, he kicked the extra point, and they were shot. One of his assistant coaches talked him out of it going for 2. I won't tell you who it is because he became a very arch rival of
And
us.
what year was that?
72.
Okay.
It was Pat Dye.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And we beat them 17-10 up in Knoxville.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, we tied it up. He kicked those from 10-10, and they were shocked up there. Well, he believed that they could get the ball back. And Mike Dubose, I forgot who else, I think made the hit on Hansel Standback. And he fumbled. And a minute or 2 later, we scored a touchdown. We beat them 17-10. And let me tell you something. Them folks was miffed. I never heard such. That's an educating weekend. I was not a child after that weekend anymore. I would call every name in the book but brother and mother. So, by the fans.
Hey, we've got the Army taking over here. We've got big 4. Don't know my helicopters, but they're big. They're big. I'm not sure. Can you hear them? Can you hear them coming over? No, maybe not.
No,
maybe not.
No.
Yeah, we got 4. I think what it is they're listening to us on the game. I think those 4 helicopters are listening to us, and they wanted to say a big hello. So hello to the guys up driving the military helicopters. So that's pretty cool. So
yeah. No, I mean, them folks, oh my God, they held a grudge. We ate in a restaurant going back to Chattanooga, that where my cousin lived. And my uncle had his, red blazer, his Alabama pen. And the waiter said, I really don't want to serve y'all. He said, what tough you going to? I mean, it was just like, you got to be kidding me. And my other greatest memory was in 1990 when we didn't have a prayer that Lee Corso said if God came down and played for Alabama, Alabama would still lose to Tennessee, and we beat them 9-6. And they were driving for the winning touchdown, but we stopped them. They tried to kick the field goal. I think Stacey Harris or somebody blocked it and picked it up, got to the 20. Philip Dole hit the winning field goal. And let me tell you something. Them worst I've ever seen. I'm going to tell you this. And it was not a good moment. It was a bad moment for Alabama. When we lost to them in 82, the World Fair was in Knoxville. The whole world could see Knoxville, Tennessee. And you saw some blue gum redneck hillbilly come out of the damn mountains. I never saw a car set on fire. They were so happy to be Alabama. I'm like, you got to be kidding me. And so after 92, when we beat them up there, I said, I'm done with these hillbillies. I'll never go back to Knoxville.
Got it. Well, Tommy, I'm glad you're feeling a little better, man. Continue to get well, and we'll talk to you again very, very soon. Thank you again for your phone call, man.
All right, man. Y'all have a good one. Roll Tide.
Hey, you do as well. We're celebrating an R&R Cigars. Max in Tupelo, we're going to get to you. We're going to take more phone calls coming up. We're talking about the biggest, your favorite Alabama game. When you look back at Alabama-Tennessee game, is there one that stands above the rest? As R&R Cigars, your Victory Cigar headquarters, 2703 Gary Fitz Street, right here in downtown Tuscaloosa. If you want to plug it in, the name changed, 2703 6th Street, but now it's Gary Fitz Street. So 2703 6th Street. As you come in, grab your Victory cigar. And hey, you know, we talked about last night, we're going down to the 30s, and hey, we've enjoyed this. It gets you into football weather. You know what else it gets you in the mood for? You know what else it gets you in the mood for? Those big fire pits, right? Let me tell you, did you make this mistake? Do you ever go to like one of these big department stores, you buy the fire pit, and it literally lasts one season? Maybe you get through one season. You want to make one more purchase, and you'll never have to purchase another fire pit. That is my friend out at Matt Freeman, Good Works. Now, you can find him at a couple different places here in Tuscaloosa. Woods and Water carries them. Mark's Mark in downtown Northport carries them. But if you want to contact Matt Freeman, the great 205-614-1833. This is a fire pit that you won't be able to wear it out. What they do is they take propane tanks and they split them, and they create fire pits out of that heavy-duty metal. We've had ours for 5 years, like the day we bought it, literally. You can find those at Mark's Mark in downtown Northport. You can also find them, if you see what I'm talking about, you can go to Good Works on the Facebook side of things. They also do welding, fabrication. But, hey, it's this time of the year. You know, a good fire, nice, right? Good fire pit, really nice outside. Maybe you're roasting some marshmallows or just having some fun. But this is a fire pit that will last. You will not be able to wear it out. And I made the same mistake many of you guys did. For years, we would purchase the little disposable fire pits. That thing would fall apart literally maybe one season, and you have to go replace it. Not this one. The metal fabrications of Good Works, and really love what Matt's doing. Matt takes a lot of young people and teaches them a trade. The trade is welding, metal fabrication. And what he does is he grooms these students, and he also has to teach them how to run a checking account. Because you know what welders make in our area? A ton. He teaches them a skill, a life skill, and actually creates a job. So he's really, the young people that he employs, teaching them a skill. Good Works Fabrication, it's almost like a mission field. He sells these products all over the country, but you're blessed because you live right here in Tuscaloosa County. Good Works Fabrication, the fire pits. Let's go to Max in Tupelo. Max, good afternoon, sir. You're in the game.
Good afternoon, Ryan. How you doing, buddy?
I'm good, man. Roll Tide to you.
Roll Tide, buddy. Hey, speaking of fire pits, last year I cut a big circle in our deck, and I got a huge one of those big front-end loader rims, the rims on a front-end loader. Mm-hmm. We put it down in that hole in the deck. That's what we use as our fire pit. It was pretty good, man.
Yeah,
it's pretty good.
Okay, well, hey, listen, this fire pit I purchased with Good Works. Like I said, you're pouring into young men that are teaching a life skill and welding and fabrication. So you feel like your purchase is going to a purpose, right? So that's
absolutely.
There's nothing. I don't know what it is about a fire, but a fire just relaxes you. You know what I mean? You light it up, and you just chill out, especially when the cold weather. It's just fun sitting out on the deck or the patio or wherever you may be and cranking up a little fire, man. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with it.
Well, that's what created the birth of civilization, was a fire, because it drew our prehistoric people together around warmth, and then they started telling stories, and that's how civilization started.
So maybe that's what we're kind of doing. Like this is a virtual fire pit. It's telling stories. So let's go to favorite memory of an Alabama-Tennessee game. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
Oh, man, I've got a couple. That Romo stop, I forget what year it was, when Roman Harper hit that dude at the goal line and made him fumble like right there with no seconds on the clock. That was pretty awesome. We weren't very good then.
What a moment.
I was in a hotel room. Me and my ex-wife, we were going to see Widespread Panic. We were in Arkansas at Little Rock, and I'm in a hotel room watching the game before the concert starts, and I just knew we were going to lose. And then Roman hits that dude at the goal line. Ryan, I jumped so high, and I'm only 5'9". I jumped so high and threw my fist in the air, it went through the ceiling of the sheetrock. I had to pay for it. But needless to say, that was a pretty awesome memory. And then maybe it was 89 or 88 when they were like number 2 in the country, and Saran Stacy busted that long run to beat them. I think we were in Birmingham, maybe. Do you know what year that was?
Well, you had me thinking about the Roman Harper, because I got to tell you a story. You brought up a story that I always tell to the audience, but I'm embarrassed to tell it. But I'm going to tell it in the 5 o'clock hour. It is a story, and I could not blame it on alcohol, but I'm thinking about it's a story with me flipping out of the back of a truck after beating Tennessee on University Boulevard. I'll never forget it. But so I wouldn't even. What was the game that you were thinking about? Because you brought it up. I'd forgot about me falling out of the back of a truck and landing on my head at University Boulevard. I'll tell that story a little bit later, but it's a fun one.
I think I've heard you tell pieces of that story before. I think this was
There's a mark out on University Boulevard. I created a pothole with my head because I got a hard head. I created a pothole on University Boulevard.
That's great. No, the other game I was thinking about, I want to say it was 89. Tennessee was very highly ranked. Maybe it was 88. And I think they were winning. And I think it was in Birmingham. And then Saran Stacy busted a huge run for a touchdown. And I just remember how excited I was as a kid. I forget what year that was. But we ended up winning because of that run. I want to say maybe Philip Doyle tacked on up.
89 was 47-30. That was in Birmingham. And the 91 were 24-19 in Birmingham.
Okay, then it wasn't one of those years. It was a lower scoring game, and I want to say that Philip Doyle tacked on a field goal at the end of that to make it. I think we probably won by 10, but we weren't supposed to be anywhere close to them. They were supposed to kill us. So maybe it was 87. I don't know.
87 would have been 41-22. 41-22. That game might have been there was a 9-6 game, but that was in Knoxville. There was a tie in 93. It was 17-17. We beat them in 92, our national championship year, 17-10.
Yes. No, this was Saran Stacy. This was when he was playing.
That's what I was saying. Yeah, so we're a little bit over the years.
Okay.
I almost wonder if it's that 47-30 game or that 24-19 game. Yeah.
I think it's probably the 24-19. Anyway, he's one of my favorite running backs in Bama of all time.
Yeah,
so that's the reason.
That would have been 91 in Birmingham. So, all right. Okay. I like it. Anything else?
Yeah, man. Last week I think we spoke after the game, and I was telling you that I didn't have a whole lot of confidence in us going forward after what I witnessed. Although I got to see it with my boys and my wife. We were live there in the stadium, and it was very exciting, obviously, the finish. But walking away from it, I wasn't very confident in it. But I don't know. I think this weekend against Tennessee, I think Kane Womack's smart enough, and obviously I think DeBoer's smart enough to know we've got to blitz the absolute hell out of Nico. I think they know that. And I think we're going to give him a lot of problems, and I think we're going to gain some confidence. and I think it's going to help our boys. We're a little shaky right now. I think it's going to take away that shake. And I think we win 31-20.
Okay. 31-20. That's a big score. It's a big score.
Yeah. I think we make a statement today.
Yeah. Hey, I'm getting a lot of people that telling me it's the 89 game that you're thinking of. And that was a 47-30. So it was the 89 game is what. Now that's what people are saying. I
thought it was 89, but I thought the score was different.
Okay. I got 47-30 unless I'm looking at the wrong. I'm looking straight at the media guide. So.
Okay. All right. Well, roll Tide, Ryan.
Roll Tide. Appreciate you, Max. Thank you, man.
Kick the balls in the damn teeth. Let's go. Roll Tide.
Let's go. Let's go kick them in the teeth. J. Rob Montgomery, we're going to get to you. But Reagan from R&R is coming up here in just a couple of minutes. We're going to talk about the Victory Cigar. How did it get started? How did the cigar, how was it introduced? We're going to. All right, here we go. It's R&R Cigars.
Yeah.
Reagan and Randy Starter, 2703 6th Street. And every Sunday, they've got NFL football, every game, every channel. Big HD TVs, home theater seating, great atmosphere. Opened in 2012. Reagan?
I can't believe it's been so long.
2012. Can you remember your first year with Alabama, Tennessee?
I remember in 2012, it wasn't a big deal. That's one of my biggest things about the Tennessee week was in 2012, it wasn't a big deal. I mean, it was a small boost. There were a lot of people that weren't really familiar with it.
Sure.
But that tradition was really on embers. It was not a big deal. It started to become a big deal, and I think due in large part to us, and obviously, winning a lot. But no, it wasn't until about, I think, 2015 where it was really started to kind of boom. That was the first year that we provided the cigars to the team, or the team, got the cigars from us. And so, the early ones, and then I remember, I think 2017, I was celebrating, it was either 2016 or 2017. I'm getting to that age where I don't remember the years.
No, it's okay.
Good.
It's just part of getting older, man.
Yeah, 2 kids
I mean,
now.
like one guy called in a while ago and said, "You remember when Saran Stacy busted that big one?" I'm going,
"Yeah, no,
I remember it, but I can't tell you the year."
Yeah, right. Yeah. So now I remember I was on vacation with Leslie, and it was the first year that it really went off, and I was sitting in there on vacation having real FOMO about missing out on all the stuff that was going on up here. And so every year since then, I've obviously been here. It's the no vacation week for anybody, for family and the employees, because it's such a huge week. It's been a great week. It's been a great day. I mean, you guys have seen it all day long.
It's beautiful. It's beautiful. And it's a constant flow of people coming in and grabbing their Victory cigar. I want to go back because you tell the story better than most. When you talk about introducing the cigar, go back to the tradition, because you've told the story, but I love to hear it. I love history, and this to me is preserving what is special about this game.
Well, you go back to 1961. Alabama was on a bad losing streak to Tennessee. They bring Bear Bryant from A&M literally to beat Tennessee. That was the big rival back then, and Auburn wasn't.
They were the Cal College.
Yeah, and they're still. To me, Auburn is still the number 2 rival to us.
Coach Bryant respected Tennessee.
Yeah,
he did not respect Auburn.
And I don't. Yeah, it's what I like to say. I hate Auburn because I have to.
Sure.
I hate Tennessee because I want to.
I love it. I love it. I mean,
and I hate them. It's like they're both orange, right? But there's something more offensive about the Tennessee orange than the Auburn orange. I don't know what it is. Maybe because I don't know.
It's just
maybe
so in your face.
Yeah.
Jackson.
Oh, I'm like,
where's the voice coming?
Ryan's running some telepathy on me right here.
AI
I just heard the voice, and I'm sitting there going, "What is
just a
going
floating
on?"
head.
Yeah. No. So anyway, Jim Goosetree was the assistant with Bear Bryant, and after they beat Tennessee, I think they'd lost like 4 in a row. They pulled out the cigars in the locker room, and then they started smoking them. And then we're 53 years later, still going on. There have been attempts to cancel the tradition, which have been thankfully rebuffed. And I met Kalen today.
You did? Okay.
Yeah,
Tell me about that.
I got to tell him about I met Coach DeBoer. I shouldn't call him Kalen.
Come on, he's Kalen.
I met Coach DeBoer today. Excuse me. My fault.
No.
Yeah.
Listen.
I met Coach DeBoer today. Somebody on the radio is going to be like, I can't believe he called him Kalen.
No, he's Kalen.
It's like I met Coach DeBoer today, and it was really cool. I got to tell him about the cigar tradition and tell him about the cigars, and assuming we win, which I'm very confident we win. I think we're gonna show up this week.
We're the favorite. Vegas has got us a favorite, and the line's moved up.
Yeah, so I feel good. I feel really good about it. But you don't want to be the guy watching Kalen DeBoer smoke a cigar and you don't have one to smoke. So I think that's going to be really cool to see, because I don't remember the last time you would have seen a video of Alabama the head coach smoking a cigar after beating Tennessee.
Well,
there might be some pictures.
Well, the only one I can think of is when you, and I told this story in the 2 o'clock hour, when you were marketing Brilliance. I'm talking about Brilliance.
Yeah.
Is when you gave this cigar to the sideline reporter, and in return, she gave it to Nick Saban, and he put it on his mouth, and that was an R&R cigar.
That was great.
That was Brilliance marketing.
Well, and you know what? It's one of those things that I've been very, very fortunate and very, very blessed. God's given me a lot of opportunities to meet people. Meeting Jenny Dell at halftime last year, it worked out really, really good. When in 2019, when Steve Levy and them came, they actually panned to me and they say, "There's our buddy from R&R Cigars. Go get your Victory cigars." That was really cool. And I remember smoking cigars with Leslie on the field after that game. Really, really cool. I think my favorite Victory cigar tradition moment's going to be when I finally get to smoke one with Riker and Reyna. That'll be really special. But that's Riker's not even a year old, so we're 20 years from now. But it is such a great week. It's such a fun week. It really is my favorite week of the year. I just love seeing the people and how happy people are. To be getting their Victory cigar. And I've seen so many people that come back and they're like, "I'm here every year. I come once a year to get my Victory cigar." And I'm like, "Dude, that's awesome. I wish you came more than once a year. But, I appreciate you coming once a year."
Sure.
And they remember, I hear so many stories about how they remember their first Victory cigar, and how they remember, their favorite time that we beat Tennessee, my favorite time that we beat Tennessee was last year, I think. 2019 was great. But I hardly remember.
Was the cigar with Nick Saban, was that last year?
That was last year.
So that would be his final win over Tennessee.
Yeah. And he smoked the cigar I made for Luke Ratliff, the Bama basketball super fan, my best friend. So that was really special to me because Luke loved the Alabama-Tennessee game. This was his favorite weekend of the year. Tennessee was rival number 1, and Luke loved it. And this Casa de los Estrellas was his favorite cigar, and so I made a special cigar for him after he died in the Casa de los Estrellas line, which is my family line. So I added him to our family cigar. And it's probably the most popular cigar that we sell during Tennessee week, even over the footballs.
So if somebody comes in, and I've got about 3 minutes right at the top of the hour, about 2 minutes. somebody walks in.
Yeah.
They don't have any experience.
Yeah.
With cigars.
Yeah.
You guys guide them through the
fine.
process. I mean, I watched you over there a while ago, and you probably didn't even know I was watching. Guy walked in.
Yeah.
Had Alabama apparel, looked like he was part of the athletic department. I don't know if he was, but he walked in, and you guys went and showed him and said, "Hey, this is this." So if you walk in, you say, "Hey, I want the same cigar that the team is smoking after the game." You could show him that.
Yeah, I can show him that. I can show him the cigar that Nick Saban smoked. I can show them the cigar that we make specifically for the game.
So you have a actual cigar for this game.
Yeah, it's called the LFD football. It's a football cigar. It's got a cigar with it. Hey, could I get a football out here? Do you think that'd be possible? I need to see it. Sorry, I'm hollering at my people.
You're fine.
But anyway, yeah, we have the LFD football that's made specifically for this game, and it's got a beautiful band, and it's got a football right in the middle of it. And we have like 50 boxes of those. You can only get them here, and they only come out once a year. They're $160 a box shipped, or plus tax. And we ship too. So if you're listening to the radio and you want to order some cigars from us, you can go to www.rnrcigars.com. Use the promo code Victory Cigars, and you'll get 20% off your order plus free shipping. But we've got the Lukes, the footballs. We got flavored cigars. A lot of people come in there like, I don't want to taste the cigar tomorrow. I'm like, okay, great, we got that for you too. But we're here. We're here to be the experts. We're here to make sure that you have an enjoyable smoking experience, and to make sure that you have an enjoyable time, after the game. We don't want you to get sick because you smoke something that was too strong, and then hate cigars forever. We want you to come back next year and the year after and the year after. And I think that's a big reason why we get so many people that come and keep coming back every time, because they have a great buying experience here. And we're here to help, and we're here to make it easy for you. If you just listen half the time, most of the people, it's like, hey, they're like, I need a Victory cigar. You want something out? Yeah, perfect. Right. And we'll just put the cigar, and it'll take you probably 2 minutes to get in and out.
Yeah, no, it's easy. 2703 Gary Fitz Street. It used to be 2703 6th Street, but either way, the GPS will probably lead you here. 2703 Gary Fitz Street in downtown Tuscaloosa. R&R Cigars. Reagan, give me the hours for today and tomorrow.
So today we are open till 11 p.m. Tomorrow is Friday, and Saturday we will be open 9 a.m. to 1 a.m. Tomorrow night we've got something really special. We've got a Guy Fieri Santo Tequila event. So if you like tequila and you like Guy Fieri, we're going to be doing a tasting with the Guy Fieri tequila. Guy Fieri won't be here, unfortunately, but you'll be able to try his tequila out and have some new cocktails that we've been doing. We got this new Naysayer cocktail, so I can't wait for people to start trying that. And Saturday's going to be a big day. We'll open at 9 a.m. And it should be a huge weekend. So I'm really excited about it, and I love this week. So I hope all your listeners, because I know you have a ton. But if they all came and bought one cigar each, I mean, Riker and Raina would be able to have formula for the rest of the month. I'm just kidding. You know how expensive that is now.
Oh, I know it. I know it.
Yeah.
Reagan, thanks again for having us here. R&R Cigars, 2703 Gary Fitz Street. Relax and recharge. It's not just for this week, but it's all the time. They're open right here. Beautiful cigar mansion with so many different... I was looking at the different architect of this building.
Yeah.
The details.
It's a lot.
You ever just stare up and you look at like right above you, there's a light. Okay. And I was thinking about this, okay, because this building is how?
1903.
Okay.
And it's all wood. And it's all real wood.
Right. That's why we call it the cigar mansion. But I'm just sitting here going, 1903.
Yeah.
How many things this thing has seen.
A lot.
From the transformation of Tuscaloosa, and we're proud of our town.
I can tell you all the things that it's seen in the 12 years we've been here, and that's been a lot.
2703 Gary Fitz Street. Reagan, thanks again for having us here.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate you guys coming.
R&R coaches to ever walk the sidelines. We're getting you ready for Alabama, Tennessee. We're taking your favorite memories we're going to go to J-Rob right here. Tony's right over there. He's signing autographs. He's got an autograph line. I mean, I thought I was the draw. It's actually Tony over here in the autograph tent. So, Tony, when you get done over there, can you come over here and do your call? I mean, are you going to do it in person? No, you're not. You are. You are. Okay. As soon as he gets through, he's
Are we surprised he has an autograph line?
No. I mean, Tony's got. There's a lot of ladies. I mean, he's over here kissing babies and hugs and photos and selfies.
Is he campaigning?
I don't know exactly what he's doing. He brought an autograph tent. It's been here since 2:00. You wanted? I got to go to J-Rob right here, but I can take you just as soon as we get done right here with J-Rob. We're going to work in Tony. Let's go to J-Rob. J-Rob, good afternoon. You're in the game.
Good afternoon, Roll Tide. Ryan Fowler, how you doing today?
Roll Tide. Roll Tide. I mean, can you believe Tony's got his lone line over here? I mean, he has literally crashed my remote.
What is he doing? Is he wearing a Kamala mask? Is that what he's got on to disguise himself today?
I don't know. No. I mean, he's just straight up. I mean, just like common Joe. He's got an Alabama polo on. He's got your selection of Sharpies. You can choose whatever you want him to sign. I mean, he's so busy he can't even do the 5 o'clock spot over here.
I think that might be his kinfolks or something. He's paid to come see him. You think that's so?
No, it's Tony. I know. I have no doubt. I mean, we talked here in the break.
That's his kinfolks getting the autograph.
Oh! You mean he brought his cousins out here? I don't know.
Yes, all his cousins and aunts and
let me just say this: if they're cousin, they're kissing cousins because. I mean, he's
Well, they're pretty close. How they are. He comes from Tennessee. Yeah, you know he's from Tennessee.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He is from Tennessee.
Got to get a little shot in when you got a chance. He has no way of defending himself right now.
No. I mean, he's over there. I mean, he's right now. He's holding a baby. It looks like he's taking a photo. I mean, this guy
might be his. You never know. You never know.
It could be. Maybe that's why. I mean, maybe he's just documenting the occasion. But he said he would be up here after your call to
make an appearance.
Make an appearance. I don't know. I mean, no wonder he's got NIL deals left and right. I mean, you got to watch him. He'll steal your sponsors too. I mean, he's made a move on.
He's working on.
Yeah.
He's working on that one now. He's working on Reagan. That's what he's doing.
That's what I'm telling you. Yeah, he's got R&R Cigars. Got the autograph booth over here and everything. So appreciate Tony for swinging by and saying hello. Thanks for working us in the schedule. We're live at R&R Cigars, Victory Cigar. J-Rob, are we going to need a Victory cigar?
Oh, yeah. You know one thing, Ryan, nothing sucks like a big orange. Nothing. The balls are going down. Come on, don't you know that? Don't you feel that in your blood? Yes, I believe that. But, all these people talking good about Alabama, Alabama and feeling bad about the balls kind of scares me a little bit, but still, I feel good about this game. I think that all we got to do is clear up some mistakes that we've been making, and that will be good enough to beat the Vols. Take away some penalties, a couple of turnovers. Take that out of the game, see what happens. It'll make a big difference. A big difference.
So, give me your confidence. We had Bruce Marshall on. He said 30-24. Brad Powers said he wants the game close enough. That would make us nervous. But he said he'll take Tennessee plus the points, but he likes Alabama to win. So he likes it like 21-20, 24-23. I mean, he thinks it's going to be that type of game. Give me your confidence, J-Rob.
Well, mine's 38-28, and I'm at a 7.5. 7.5, 8 out of 10.
I'll take it.
And that's pretty high. That's pretty high. We just got to eliminate some mistakes on defense, eliminate some mistakes on offense, and I believe that'll be good enough to win the game. But, that place up there is a madhouse. It's going to be loud. They're going to be playing that hillbilly music all day long. It's going to be ringing in their ears. It's still going to be ringing from their practices, from what I understand. But they'll be used to it. Alabama has not been scared to go to any venue. It don't matter where it's at. And
I want you to go favorite memory, J-Rob. How long have you been an Alabama fan?
Okay, a long time. Very long.
No, give me a year. Give me a year.
Well, the year's 1990.
No,
Alabama.
I'm talking about, how long have you been an Alabama fan?
Shoot, man. Oh. Back in the 70s, man. 71, 72, 73.
Okay. All right.
It's been a long time.
All right, so you got a pretty good sample size here to select the games. That's the only point.
Oh yeah,
yeah. All right, so
you're going. I do.
All right, so talk to me.
1990. Alabama was a 17-point underdog going into that game. Gene Stallings was, I think it was 2-3. He lost his first 3 games. He didn't know if he was going to make it through the season. But I was in a hospital, pacing the floor, worried about trying to get out of the hospital with my son, newly born son, and my wife in time to watch the game. So that's one of the best memories for me is I got to bring my son home from the hospital that day. And I did get home in time to watch the game. And not being very confident, we won the game. It was a Philip Doyle double-six gun game. The blocked field goal, which would have put the game away for them. Back on their end of the field, and we kick a field goal in the last seconds of the game and win the game 9-3. Was it 9-3 or 9-6?
It was not well, and it was 9. I was looking at it just like 2 seconds ago. It was 9-6. Knoxville, Tennessee, Alabama goes up there. And Coach Stallings, I was thinking about this a couple of minutes ago. He met Kalen DeBoer because Kalen DeBoer at UW won the Stallings Award. And the Stallings Award goes to the community service and everything that he gives back to the community. So Kalen DeBoer wins the award, goes out to Dallas at the George Bush Library. He meets Kalen DeBoer, and he tells him, he said, what's one piece of advice? He goes, don't start 0-3 or whatever it was.
It was 0-3.
Yeah, he said, don't start 0-3. If you want to you want my advice, don't start 0-3. And he was presented by the Stallings Award, and he
was Southern Miss, Florida, and Georgia, and we should have won all 3 of those games, but still, he was on edge. He didn't know if he was going to make it through the season that year. He tells that all the time. I love Gene Stallings. He's one of my favorite coaches of all time.
All right, J-Rob, I like 1990. That's a popular one, man. And I've got that Daniel Moore portrait hanging on my wall.
So it's one of your favorite ones too. I mean, it's just every time. I never will forget that year.
Philip Doyle. I mean, what a kicker! What a kicker!
Oh yeah, I mean, it's there's a lot of good things happen. That's my favorite time of the year anyway. I love the fall. You can tell it was fall. Fall come in real quick last night, didn't it?
Yeah, it did.
Well, let me go. I know there's a lot of people. You got to get Tony. There's a lot of people with a lot of good memories that we want to hear before the day ends. So,
all right,
Ryan Fowler, you are the best. And as always, Roll Tide.
All right. Roll Tide. J-Rob helping us out there. All right. So hold on a minute. Well, Tony, you're over there, but you got a phone to your ear. Well, what's all this about? Tony's on the hold. You want to do it now? Oh, you want to do it after the break? You want to go after the break? Okay, he's got 2 or 3 more people right here. He's going to take care of autographs. If you want to come by and say hello to Tony, Tony's out here taking photos and kissing babies. We'll break here. Tony said he would do it. He keeps making his hand motion. I don't know. Maybe he wants me to come out there. Anyway, we'll see if we can get Tony on next as he'll take a break from Bama.com, home of the 20-inch pizza pie, pepperoni, meat lovers, cheese. Design your own mac and cheese pie, cheese sticks. TheStandardBama.com, TheStandardBama.com, University Boulevard. Tony's out there at the autograph tent. He's signing autographs, kissing babies, hugging mamas, and all kind of different things. But he's wanting to do this on the phone. I don't know what he's doing. Tony, good afternoon. You're in the game.
Hey, Ron, can you hear me?
Yeah. You got a little echo because you're so close, but you're okay.
It's crazy, the things I'll do for charity. I'm out here signing babies and kissing mamas, and it's a big event out here at R&R.
Okay, now J-Rob accused you of those are cousins, family members. They're not cousins. They don't look like cousins. They don't look anything like you.
I heard what he said. That was despicable of him to talk that way to me, and he will be getting a letter from my attorneys, Beatum and Cheatham and Howell. They know how to get in touch with him, and they will be here soon.
Okay. I mean, it's been a big day.
Hey, how's it going? What's up? Hey. No, I can't. I'm on the phone with Fowler. Ryan Fowler. He's got a sports talk show.
Do you need to put us on hold?
Never heard of him? Most hadn't. All right, so what now? No.
We're good. Us on hold? Okay. I mean,
no. We're good. I don't want to take away from.
Yeah, I don't want to take away from. Yeah. I mean, so this is.
If I'm one thing, what am I? Right? If I'm one thing, Fowler, what am I?
He's a giver. He's a giver.
I'm a giver.
Yeah.
I'm a giver.
He's a giver.
I'm a giver. That's what the ladies are saying anyway right now. Hold on. She wants to do. Hold on. What?
Come on.
Sign my Grande cigar. Which one?
What?
I'll be right there. I got to wrap that up. All right, Ron, I'm back.
Sorry. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I mean that's a priority. I mean, the customers are first, and Tony's out at R&R Cigars here, 2703 Gary Fitz.
The Grande, right? Okay. All right. What now? What? I'm sorry.
No, I was telling people where they can come and actually meet you. 2703.
That's right.
Gary
it's a big
Fitz Street.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's a big thing out here at the mansion. And by the way, for those for the novices out there, and you don't know what you're doing, it's not a problem. Come out here. They'll help you pick out the cigar. But this is even more important.
They will.
They'll cut the cigar for you where you don't have to worry about it. Just pull it out of the wrapper when you get ready. And they'll even show you how to light this cigar. That's important. You don't use a lighter. You use matches. You don't stick the flame to the cigar. You put the flame in front of the cigar, and you bring the flame. They'll show you how to do all that.
You're a sophisticated guy. I mean, this is amazing. I mean, you knew
that. You knew that.
But
I'm one of the guys that actually
you're a
uses utensils.
Yeah, I mean, something tells me this rivalry. This is more important than you. I mean,
this is a big deal. This has always been a big deal. Tennessee's always been big to me. Vandy's my second favorite school because of my granddad. And then growing up, Tennessee was my third. And people say, well, why? How can you be a Tennessee fan? Because they're always highly ranked. We always beat the shit out of them. So why would I not be a big Tennessee fan? Not until Phil Fulmer showed up. And then now they're a bunch of snitches. But you know how that goes. But I tell you, I'm going to tell you a story. We're talking about some things that people don't know. 1987, my first year at UA, I went up, and I have a lot of friends, as you know, that are UT grads. And how y'all doing? And anyway,
people very, very busy here at R&R Cigars.
How it goes. But anyway, so I'm at the game, and a bunch of my high school buddies, they were live fraternities. I was at a fraternity here at Alabama, and I brought a bunch of my buddies up for the game. And my friends that were Phi Gams, Fiji's there. You can't call them Fiji's here. But we went up for the game, and they said, we've got a special room for y'all. And I was thinking this is going to be in the dungeon over by the Dempsey dumpsters or whatever. But it wasn't. They have an Alabama room at the Phi Gam house.
Really?
And yes, and listen to this joke. I guess it was the 11th.
Oh, did we just lose Tony? Tony, your cell phone did it drift away? Did Tony just go away, or did someone distract him on the autograph signing? I don't know. Jackson, help me out. Is Tony? I mean, he's got his phone up to his ear. Did we lose Tony?
Possibly. Hold on.
Okay. I mean, he's gone. He's gone. I mean, he's gone. I mean, Tony was telling a story about a fraternity house, and I mean, I was kind of he was giving some tips here. Okay. Yeah. Uh-oh.
Can you hear me?
There we are.
I don't know what happened. The helicopter's just there, kind of close by too. You know, it could be the feds sticking here.
Yeah, you're
anyway, so what's the last part you heard?
You said they had an Alabama house, and you went through, and then that was the last thing we heard about it.
They have an Alabama room in the Phi Gam house, and there was this big, the old block A, you know, that we used to have before we went to the Script A. So it's a white roof on a white ceiling in the room, and it had a big block A in it. Said Roll Tide down at the bottom, and that's the place where we stayed. You know, things used to be cool between us in Tennessee. Well, they hated to lose to us, and we hated to lose to them, but it was a civil war that we had with them. But they hated us, and we hated them, but you were civil with each other. And that's just an example of it, or whatever going through. And then Phil Fulmer changed all that, and I hate that, because he really ruined what I always thought was one of the great dignified rivalries of the time. So, yes, there is. I guess they still have it there. The Phi Gam house at Tennessee and Alabama room. How crazy is that?
Okay.
Now, big wins. They're all big. Every time we've beaten Tennessee, it was a huge win. When we were down 17-0 in Legion Field, and I don't know, this would be probably 82, 84, something like 82, I think, and down 17-0 at the half, came out and dusted their butts in the second half. That was a big win. In 1990, I was there, my last year at school, before I graduated, and 9-3. Thank goodness the ball rolled 30-something yards down the field, because we did not gain 1 yard in 3 plays, but it's long enough for Philip Doyle to nail a long kick to beat them. But the story of that game for me is that I went on an hours-long Jägermeister celebration.
Oh, wow.
At the end of that game. Got back to Tuscaloosa sometime late Sunday, checked myself into DCH, alcohol poisoning. I was in there for about 5 days. Life's all about good decisions in moderation, and I made none of those that night. But you know what? I live to talk about it.
All right, so you got your memory. It involves alcohol.
That's right.
I wish I could claim alcohol as my decision.
Okay, let's hear this. Yeah.
This is one that old Fowler wishes I could have blamed it on tequila or whatever, okay? University Boulevard, we beat Tennessee here. Roman Harper made the hit.
Oh, yes, and yes. Keep telling. Tell the whole play.
All right, so here we are. Church group from us. We all go down to University Boulevard, and we get in the back of a friend of mine. His name is Brett Morrison. Anybody knows Brett Morrison here in Tuscaloosa? Good guy, works at the city of Tuscaloosa, good friend of mine. I'm in the back of his truck. I've got my wife, my brother. We've got, all of us country bumpkins in the back of a truck, okay?
That's right.
And you know how this person...
Hello.
Yeah. A lot of people coming by to say hello to Tony after he put that promo out there. But Little Smokey
Ever since I talked about signing my cigar, it's crazy. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. Little Smokey, a little stuffed animal Smokey. This lady had put it up, and she said, do a burnout on Little Smokey. Well, little did I know, I stood up and gave a big Roll Tide about the time he did the burnout, okay? Fowler goes up and over, and I land in the middle of the road, okay? No. On my head.
That explains a lot. It explains a lot now. It's all coming around now.
There's cars behind me, but I had enough to get out of the road, okay? Well, we look over and hear this guy that works for the city of Tuscaloosa, his buddy over there at the police department. He walks over and he says, man, You got me in trouble. He said, you got a choice. You got a choice. He said, because he saw the hit. I mean, listen, I landed on top of my head in the middle of the road. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, remember.
Is the road okay?
Yeah, no, it's still got a dent over there. I promise you can go over there and look at it. I went to DCH Hospital where I worked at. I was so embarrassed, but the cop offered. He goes, tell you what, you either go to the hospital or I'm going to write your friend a reckless driving ticket. I had to make the choice, okay? Even though I thought I was fine, he said, no, I saw the hit. I want you to go to the hospital or I'm going to write your friend a reckless driving ticket. I said, all right, to save my buddy, I'm going to go to the hospital. I went to the hospital. Here I am working, okay? I work at this hospital with all of my friends at the trauma, okay? And I may or may not have called in sick that day to go to the Tennessee.
You can't recall. You got brain damage.
I come stumbling in there. They put me in a CAT scan to see if I have a concussion. Nothing. I didn't have anything. I landed, flipped out of the back of a truck. So that's one day that I wish that I could have claimed alcohol, but all I had was half and half tea, baby. That's it.
Well, you had full tea. You did not have half tea. Let's tell the truth there. You didn't go half and half until recently.
That's right. About 2 years ago. Year and a half.
That's right. So, but let's be honest to the people here. You know, it's getting kind of cold out here, and this lady wanted to sign the Grande cigar, and I'm afraid it's going down to the itty bitty. I'm concerned about this right now. Okay. It's pretty cold out here. Is it not? Is it not?
A little bit, but it's football weather, baby. I mean, that's what you want the third Saturday of October. So
not when it comes to people signing your cigar. It's not.
All right. Well, are you going to be out here until 6 o'clock? I mean, are you going to stay to 6?
I don't know. This lady. Yeah, sure.
Okay. Sure. All right. But, so we're R&R Cigars. I gotta get to this break because Jackson just whispered in my ear.
Yeah, that's right.
But
now,
come down and see Tony, and he's the guy that's got the autograph tent. So he'll be here all the way until 6 o'clock, and he's going to help me pack up all this stuff.
Tell her to give me 10 minutes. I got to run to the restroom real quick. This is where my pharmacy at Midtown spot comes in. Big Richard's going to come in and save me right here.
The pharmacy at Midtown. The pharmacy at Midtown. T.J. Thomas. He's the pharmacy at Midtown.
Tell her warm those sands up. Put the gloves on.
I'm absolutely shocked that this many folks is out here to see Tony. I mean, this is awesome, man.
Can you believe I'm actually showing my face out here? Now, there's having to sign some paperwork, beat them and cheat them in the house here, non-disclosure agreements going through. I don't know. You know, and I will say this. Some of these kids do look like me. It's crazy. But anyway, I'm not doing any 21 and whatever thing out here. That's for sure.
Okay. The pharmacy at Midtown, T.J. Thomas, we're at R&R Cigars. Tony, enjoy the rest of the day, and thanks for making time for us. I know you got a busy afternoon.
Roll Tide, Fowler.
Roll Tide. We go to Bama.
All those heads are cold. Woo!
And we welcome you right back into the game. Here in Tuscaloosa, Tide 100.9, 1230 WTBC. I do remind you about Southern Ale House. If you're thinking about some of that great gumbo, Dockside, Marina Drive, Southern Ale House, 1530 McFarland Boulevard, also the original location. You got lunch and dinner options available at either location today and tomorrow, Saturday as well, Sunday brunch. It's our good friends at Southern Ale House. Dockside on Marina Drive, which you go past Winn-Dixie, and you go 43 north, a couple of miles. You got the Dollar General on the left, Pier 43. Dockside, right there, Southern Ale House, the newest location. But don't forget about the original location as well, 1530 McFarland Boulevard. Final couple of minutes here at R&R Cigars, and we go here to Bama Nick. Bama Nick, good afternoon. You're in the game. I hope all is well.
All is well, Father. Where's my intro music?
That would be Jackson.
No, that would be Sam, whoever. I know Sam's producing today. Come on, Fowler. Don't give me this grief. You know, you there you go.
You let it go. Let it go now. Let it go.
Let it go, Sam.
Me today, Bama Nick.
Crank it up.
Till that time has come.
Bama Nick, if Tony can draw this type of crowd at R&R Cigars, I can only imagine what you would be able to draw.
Fowler, I could draw twice as many. And the only reason Tony drew that crowd today, he had a special guest appearance by Bama Nick out there on a sign. That's why they come in. He had a special guest appearance.
Do you think they think that he's Bama Nick and not Tony? Maybe they don't know he's Tony. Maybe they think he's Bama Nick.
It could be, fella. I mean, you'll talk to Tony about that, but I do love Tony. Tony's a good buddy of mine. I do like Tony.
You love him.
He's a great guy.
Okay.
Yeah, he's been messaging me and texting me all through the day today, and he sent me a message. I missed his call Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday or Tuesday when he called Greg Sankey when he was on your show. Y'all called Sankey.
Yeah, we left him a voicemail.
Right, yeah. Tony told me what happened. You know, he sent me a message because I missed the call, you know, and he asked if I heard his call. I said, no, I was working, you know, and I didn't get to hear it.
Yeah.
He gave me the highlights of it.
Yeah,
and then when he left that, he said, Nick, I left this call to Sankey. Of course, he got the mailbox, you know, to leave a message, and he said it was a disparaging call. In other words,
all we're trying to do is we're trying to let Greg Sankey know that we're not going to put up with what we put up with 2 years ago in Knoxville.
Right, but then what killed me, he said, after he made that call, he signed it off Bama Nick. He gave him my name. You know, that's one thing. He didn't say text Tony, T-Town, Bama Nick called. You know, he left it in my name.
Yeah. I mean, think about that.
I sent him a reply. I said, well, thank you, Tony. Thanks a lot. You know, I'm already wanted for one call I made at Mike Dubose back in 2001. I don't know.
Well, wanted for a second call. It's not gonna hurt you. It's not gonna hurt you. But so, Bama Nick, do you have a favorite Alabama-Tennessee game?
I don't know, pal. I don't know. I can't remember. Most of the time Alabama plays in Tennessee, I'm usually I was over a lot from 74 to 87, so most times I didn't get to watch games in that time area. And everything after 89, I was kind of en route to other places and heavily intoxicated most of the time. I don't want to get into that, fella. Every game that Alabama plays against Tennessee is always a memory. Now, back in the 60s, when Mike Hall and Bobby Johns played for Bama, you know, I don't know, maybe 66 or something. Might have been a good game. Oh, every time. They're all good games.
Every win is every win. Every win.
Yeah, it's a great win. I mean, anytime Alabama beats Tennessee, it's always a great win. I don't keep a log on each game each year. You know, all I look at is the final score. If we beat them, that's great. You know?
Yeah.
I don't know, Johnny Muto.
So, in Americus, Georgia, do you get a cigar? I mean, do you light it up after this game?
No, you know why? Because you ain't never sent me a box of them R&R cigars like I've been telling you to send me. And I think you can
order them. RNRcigars.com. He told you a couple of minutes ago.
Why I got to need to order them? Hell, you already owe me for 3 or 4 packages I've won. Me and Kathy, you ain't sent us none. Damn,
well, the thing is if you don't pick them up, they go back in the winner's, the prize cabinet. So, you got a couple of days.
Fowler, I told you. Fowler, you think go out to R&R, get them, send me a box of cigars. I don't need the Grandes like Tony's got, because like he was out today, say the Grandes are swiveling down to the Tuparillos or whatever. That was enough out of That's the way mine works, too. I don't want the grind days because in the cold weather, it kind of goes down to the Tiparillos.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, I know what he's talking about. A lot of callers won't know what he's talking about, but we know.
Oh, what's he talking about, Bama Nick?
You know what he's talking about, Ellis. I mean, come on now. You're trying to get me banned off the show now.
No, I'm just about out of time.
I don't want to hurt you. I don't want to hurt your
I got to
female
squeeze
caller.
in. Yeah, I got to squeeze in a couple of more calls.
You're not squeezing in that. You let Tony talk. I gave my time to Tony today.
Okay.
I'm closing the show out. Come on now. Ellis will just have to wait. He ain't gonna have nothing to say no how.
Well,
but I want to talk
we got like 4
about
callers.
R&R cigars.
R&R cigars. You want to talk about R&R cigars? Well, go ahead. Talk about it.
Well, I'm waiting for my box of cigars you're going to send me down here.
I can't send them to you. I mean, you got to come pick them up.
You go buy a damn box, Fowler, and put them in a damn envelope, mail them down here.
Okay. Well,
you can't do that, Fowler.
You're going to have to work on an endorsement deal. I mean, Reagan may not want to sponsor you.
Well, Reagan wants to sell a box of cigars, don't he?
Yeah, he wants to sell cigars. I mean, are you saying you can help him?
No, I'm saying you go buy a box and mail them to me.
oh, you won't. Okay, well, let me see what I can do. Let me see what I can do. But hey, let me squeeze in some other phone calls, man. I really appreciate you as always.
Come on, Fowler. You cutting me off already?
Yes, I got to go. I got 4 calls on hold, and I got to run. Let me continue.
Who is it?
Well, where do you want to start?
I just want to tell Tommy from Romulus. I hope he gets better and gets back in the game. You know, when he makes a good call.
Okay. Roll Tide, Bama.
All right, I'll let you go.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Let's continue, and we go here. Let's go to Joseph. Joseph, good afternoon. You're in the game. Hey, Joseph. All right, no Joseph. How about Robert? Robert, good afternoon. You're in the game.
Hey, brother. How are you?
I'm good.
You all right?
I'm good, Robert. Yeah.
Tony had a great call.
Yeah, he's out here signing autographs. Yeah, Tony's been out here all day.
I don't smoke, but I'd like to have a signed cigar from Tony sometime. I'll get one later.
Well, and I can't believe it. People meeting him for the first time, and out here taking photos, selfies. He's kissing babies and hugging mamas and all kind of things.
Politicians kiss babies and hug fat women. That's the saying. 35-34, 30, Ryan. Alabama will pull it out. I believe that.
You believe that? Okay.
Yes, sir. All right, brother. I'm going to let you go. Let's get one more caller in.
Okay. All right. Let's go to Terry in Richmond, Virginia. Terry, good afternoon. You're in the game. Hey, Terry.
That damn Rich from Atlanta.
Oh, you're Rich from Atlanta?
I said that damn Rich from Atlanta put Bama Nick on us. Hey, all right. Here's my favorite. Real quick. All right. I lived in Atlanta. I mean, I did live in Atlanta. I lived in Nashville for a number of years. And back, say, around 89 and stuff, 1510 WLAC, Bill King and I can't remember the other guy's name right now, but anyway, they were huge Tennessee fans. And I used to listen to those guys all the time. And they always thought they were going to get us because we had a big streak against them, starting in 86. But in 92, my favorite thing was when Antonio Langham on national TV before the game said, "We own Tennessee." And we went out and took care of business in Knoxville in 92. So, that's one of my favorites, amongst others.
Tell you what, it's always great when we can recall some great wins. Terry, I appreciate you. I got to sign out here at R&R, man. I appreciate you as always.
42-21.
42. Whoa. 42-21. That's called confidence right there, Terry. That's confidence, my friend.
That was 1973. We're going to pull away late, and that's what I'm going with. All right. Roll Tide.
Roll Tide. Terry in Richmond, Virginia, we appreciate it. We're going to shut down here from R&R Cigars. Now, listen, just because we're leaving, that doesn't mean that you're not able to come by. They'll be open until 11 p.m. tonight, be open tomorrow as well. Come by, get your victory cigar. It is R&R Cigars, 2703 Gary Pitt Street, which is downtown Tuscaloosa. And I'm literally looking at downtown Tuscaloosa. We're right here in downtown Tuscaloosa, 2703 Gary Pitts Street. You can plug it in. You can also plug in, and I said Pitts. It's Fitts, F-I-T-T-S, 2703. Come by, say hello. We're at the Cigar Mansion. Tony's going to be out here. I guess he's going to hang around for a couple of more hours, so you'll check him out. Come out, get a photo with Tony. We'll be here. Appreciate each and every one of you guys. Come out and R&R Cigars. We'll get you ready for SEC Parlay Picks tomorrow. We thank our law enforcement officers, EMTs, firefighters, first responders, highway patrol. We thank you. We appreciate you. We remind you that we call this program The Game, and the only way you win the big game, the game of life, is to walk daily with our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Good night, T-Town.
Thank you for listening to The Game.